Hey everyone, my name's Jamin. I'm a partner at Altimeter, and I'm joined today by Russ, the co-founder and CEO of Livekit. Livekit is a developer platform that makes it very seamless to embed real-time video and audio streams into your application. And I'm excited to talk with Russ today about what he's up to and how folks at home should be using Livekit.
Livekit was really born out of a side project that we were working on. And when we went to go look at how do we build an application using real-time audio and video, the infrastructure to do that just really didn't exist. It was all purpose-built for video conferencing. That's all the infrastructure really made it easy to do. But when we looked at where the world was going, the internet is not going to get less real-time. It's only going to get more real-time, right? It's only going to get faster, not slower. The internet is not going to be using less voice and video. It's only going to be using more voice and video. And so while we kind of leave it up to the developers to figure out how to actually weave voice and video into their applications, we said, well, we're going to build the infrastructure that makes it really easy for them to do that. And so that's how Livekit started.
So what are people using Livekit for today?
Livekit was originally built as this low latency network that can connect any human in the world to another set of humans anywhere else in the world, right? In a highly performant, low latency way. And so you see people building kind of the more traditional types of use cases for that technology, like video conferencing or live streaming types of use cases. But what we've seen already is this huge influx of developers building applications that aren't connecting a human to another human, but a human to an AI model. So things like virtual therapists and virtual instructors for classes, virtual friends, and virtual customer support agents is another one that's become really popular on the platform. And so while Livekit was originally designed to connect a human to another human, the same infrastructure can be used for connecting a human to an AI model. So another amazing use case, kind of that also touches upon the use of LLMs and AI, is the work that we've done to help support OpenAI and Character AI. Both of those companies recently, or in the last 6 months, launched voice modes for their product, which give you a voice-based interface that you can actually speak to and get responses from an LLM.
So in this ChatGPT voice mode, walk me through how are the bits and bytes actually moving throughout the network and where is Livekit playing a role?
So the experience really starts when you open up the ChatGPT app and you tap the headphones icon. You start to speak to it, and that information, your voice, is going over Livekit's network and being delivered to an AI model on the other side. That AI model, also connected to Livekit's network and connected to you, is converting your speech into text. That text goes through inference, that text comes out, that speech gets synthesized from that text and then streamed back out over Livekit's network and played out your speakers. And if you kind of extrapolate this and think, okay, well, I could see a use case like that where the LLM starts to become the back end of every single application. You now have this I/O layer, which is visual and voice information that is going over the wire and going back out. We're seeing this huge influx of all of these other applications that weren't historically AI-driven, starting to weave in AI features. And so, and that's really the natural progression of how the adoption cycle works for new types of technology. We're starting to see these companies weave AI in, right? They're AI enhanced, and we're working with companies to build those kinds of experiences. Everything that you use to telephone for can now move into this WebRTC-driven world, this Livekit-driven world, where that information isn't moving through the telephony network, but it's instead moving through the internet network, right? And the internet backbone. For me, the big realization of what we're doing here, and what we're building, is when ChatGPT voice mode shipped. And what I thought about was that, okay, these foundational model companies like OpenAI, Anthropic, Gemini, they're really building the brain. They're building AGI, which is an AI model that can think and behave like a human, respond like a human. And if these foundational model companies, if they are building a brain, then what we're building is the nervous system. You need to be able to take signals to and from that brain. And that's what Livekit's infrastructure is designed to do.
So why is this a hard problem to solve?
Yeah, the internet was not designed to transmit audio and video information. The internet was designed on top of TCP. And so people keep trying to use WebSockets to solve this problem, to be able to transmit voice or video data. But WebSockets are built on TCP. And it just does not work when you scale out to the broad types of networks of the internet. If you want to connect any single person in the world with low latency, you can't use WebSockets. You're going to get packet loss when you start to transmit audio or video data. And so you have to use something like WebRTC. And Livekit is completely built around that protocol. What's great about it is that it's an open protocol. It's fairly easy to move, voice or video from one place to another place just using the vanilla protocol. But to do it at scale with 5 nines of uptime and reliability, and to get the lowest latency possible, less than 200 milliseconds from one point to another point anywhere in the world. To do that is very difficult. It's more of a distributed systems problem than it is kind of just a media transport problem. WebRTC does most of the heavy lifting for the media transport piece, but being able to do this at scale with the lowest latency possible and reliability where you can run this on any single network around the world that someone may be connected to, any single router, that's a very difficult problem to solve. You get reliability, you get latency, you get scale benefits of being able to solve this problem. When we started Livekit and when we launched the open source project, nobody could do this. With the level of scale that we support, with the latency and with the reliability, nobody in the world could do this. Every millisecond that you can shave off on that latency, right? By running a globally distributed network with nodes all around the world and every user connecting to the closest edge, right? And really tuning that latency down, every millisecond you save are milliseconds that you can use for inference. And that's really, really important for these multimodal AI-based use cases.
So it sounds like a takeaway is if you're building a voice or video application and you care about speed, performance, and latency, you should be building with Livekit.
Yeah, you absolutely should.
Amazing. Thanks, Russ.
Thanks.